A red card, a dogso, and a couple of penalties that weren't to be. 6 midweek MLS games, so we have a special midweek instant replay brought to you by Cheez-Its. Bobby Warshaw on the mic today. Let's get into it. We get started in Toronto in what turned out to be the craziest game of the night and one of the wildest of the year. DC is up 1-0 when Jonathan Osorio gets taken down in the box in the 17th minute. Toronto gets a chance to tie it up, right? But no, referee Robert Sabiga lets it go. And then DC goes down and scores on the ensuing play. And as it would have been a penalty for Toronto, it's eligible for review. VAR Soren Stoico goes into Sabiga's ear, but Sabiga doesn't go to the monitor. And for me, Sabiga missed this one. Osorio's taken down from behind. Lucho Acosta for DC clumsily attempts to make a tackle and gets Osorio but not the ball. By my eyes, it should have been a penalty for Toronto, which could have made it 1-1 instead of 2-0. Moving to Colorado next, we have a play that resembles one we saw just a few days ago. In the 82nd minute, Chicago defender Johan Kappelhoff attempts to win the ball, but it takes a very, very high boot. A foul is called on Kappelhoff, and then while Chicago is making a sub, referee Jose Carlos Rivera confers with VAR Yunus Marachi, and they decide to check out the monitor. After a review, Kappelhoff is sent off, and I absolutely think it was the right call. A boot that high is both excessive and dangerous to the opponent. And I'll add something, Kevin Stott, the official in last week's New England game. If Stott had sent off Antonio Delamea for a very similar play, then the standard would have been set and Kappelhoff could have known that this play would yield a red card. But it wasn't given last week, so why should it be given this week? Very similar plays, but different outcomes. For me though, a boot that high is a red card every time, and Jose Carlos Rivera got it right on Johan Kappelhoff. In Harrison, the Red Bulls beat Seattle 2-1, but it could have been worse had this call in the 6th minute gone differently. BWP is through on goal, but he's fouled by Kim Ki-hee. It's a clear foul, but do we have denial of a goal scoring opportunity here? Referee Alan Chapman decides not to give Kim Ki-hee the red card. Now let's analyze the 4 Ds. For me, the direction of the ball and the distance from BWP to the ball play a huge role. I'm not even sure BWP would have gotten to that next touch. For me then, it was a good decision by Chapman to keep the red in his pocket. Orlando have lost 6 straight, and the problems started early on Wednesday night. In the 4th minute, Christian Aguita takes down Safer Taider in the box, and referee Armando Villarreal points to the spot. When you look at the film, it's tough to disagree. Aguita puts his hip into Taider and doesn't get any of the ball. For me, it's a good call from Villarreal. And it could have been much, much worse for Orlando in the 49th minute. Oriol Rosell takes a stray touch, and then he lands on top of Mateo Mancuso's ankle in an attempt to win the ball. Referee Armando Villarreal calls the foul, but has a decision to make. Should it be a red? He decides to keep Rosell on the field, and for me, it's a good call. Rosell doesn't go to the tackle with his studs up, and his boot isn't raised to a dangerous level. It's a hard tackle, but it's not excessive force. For me, Villarreal got this one right. We finish up in San Jose, where the Quakes and Revs drew 2-2, but it might be New England who feels the more aggrieved with the drop points. In the 21st minute with San Jose up 1-0, New England attacker Christian Nemeth takes a touch in the box and goes down. Referee Dave Gantar keeps his whistle in his hand. No foul called. If we zoom in on the play though, we can see that San Jose's Tommy Thompson kicks Nemeth after Nemeth takes his touch. Thompson misses the ball and gets a full chunk of Nemeth's leg. It's soft, but it should have been a penalty. You can't just kick a player like that. For me, Gantar missed this one. That's it for Instant Replay this week. If you enjoyed it, go grab a bag of Cheez-Its. MLS is off this weekend, but we'll be back next week. See you then.